Well, hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. I'm Corny Swiss, and today I'm driving around the M4A1 in a 3rd Armored Division skin, thanks to Watando, and I'll put his link in to to this skin in particular in the description, if I remember. If I don't, yell at me loud enough and I'll remember. Or Phil will see the error and fix it, since maybe that's his job. And in this battle, I kind of wanted to talk about sort of the reviews, the tank reviews I have in the works and ones I'm planning. So yesterday, the M46 patent review went out, which is cool. There's two other, I'm going to call them projects because that's kind of what they are, that are active and I have all the clips for. That's the Chaffee and the M8. I think what I'm going to do is the Chaffee will likely be the video for either Sunday or Monday or Tuesday. Somewhere in there. So basically the entire next week you could maybe see a Chaffee video. The M8 will be after that by maybe 3 or 4 days depending on schedule things. It is unfortunate that the reason I like the M4A1 as a complete tangent is the 50 cal. I think the 50 cal is actually a really, really sweet addition because it means that if you get the side of an enemy tank at this tier, you can just light him up and kill him. But that shot wounded my commander, which means I've lost the ability to fire the 50 cal, which, is unfortunate. And there's going to be some situations where I really would have liked to have the 50 cal, but I don't. So, anyways, as I was saying, the reviews are going to be about 3 or 4 days apart, and I kind of expect the Chaffee video to be Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. And then after the M8, I think the next one I'm planning on, I'm kind of exploring multiple tanks. Like I'm working a little with the IS-2, 1944. But the thing I kind of want to do is I want to explore a couple new review styles. And what do I mean by that? I kind of want to go towards, I'm going to do tank reviews, but I feel like I might step back a little bit from tank review production, I guess, and maybe try and get a map review. I call it a map review. It's really more of a map explanation video. It's something I've talked about in the past, but I've never really done. But I think it would be kind of cool. And what that would be is I would take a map, and I don't know which one I would pick yet, but a map that I feel like I have a good understanding of, and then break it down into its various parts. I would use the free cam in spectator mode or in a replay mode to go through and find and show key positions, key things to watch out for, zones that people are usually in and places to expect them. Maybe good positions for unturreted machines and really good aggressive positions and things like that. So that's something I'm considering, and I want to give it a go. So be sure to let me know what you think about that. Maybe a suggestion of which map to do first, because I feel comfortable about all the maps, but there are a couple that I feel better about. And the most obvious one to do first is Ash River. But I don't know if I want to do Ash River. I don't know. It'd be a decent choice. So that's something I kind of want to try, and don't be at all surprised if I decide to do that. It might take the place of a tank review. So let's say after the Chaffee, there might be a longer gap between the Chaffee and the M8, or after the M8 and the next review, whichever one that is, for sort of a map overview, which would take that spot. Because I imagine that it's going to take, a similar amount of effort to it that a tank review takes to do sort of a map overview. And because the structure I have in mind is the first part of the video, and I'm kind of building it off the tank review format, is the first part of the video will be like a flyover of the map. I'll maybe go through the zones in very kind of general purpose, their importance and which zones they can affect and things like that. And then from there, maybe drive a tank around on the ground and show some hold down positions and places where gun depression is key, and just things like that, and then maybe go to positions that people are in a lot and kind of show what they can see and what they can do from that position. And then after I do that, show maybe some gameplay. Whether it's the gameplay might be a question mark because it's very difficult to pick which map you're going to do. For tank reviews, it's super duper easy. I just say I want to drive the M4A1 in a realistic battle, and boom, it doesn't matter what map I get, I'm in M4A1 in a realistic battle. With map reviews, that's going to be really difficult. So I may not be able to do that. I'm going to try and just see how easy it is, but I don't expect it. Don't be too surprised if there's not a tremendous amount of gameplay. It might just be some very standard gameplay that I might have been able to pick up, or there may not be none at all. Simply because, like I said, that I can't sort of predict which maps I'm going to get. And if I want to do, let's say, Karelia, which is the map we're on right now, if I want to do Karelia and I don't get Karelia for like a solid week, and I don't get any worthwhile games or I don't get to explore the map as much as I want, then there's that puts the whole project on hold for until I get a game I want to show on that map. So that's one thing I'm a little worried about. And that's kind of the advantage with the tank reviews, is that the thing I'm exploring is constant, so it's much easier to deal with. So, all that being said, I guess the moral of the story is that's something to expect in the near future. It's something I want to try. Another thing that I've been talking recently about is revisions. So going back to old tank reviews, because some machines have changed significantly and some have a different place in the world now that American tanks are here, and American tanks really have sort of changed a couple battle ratings. So the video yesterday I talked about the IS-4 a fair amount, and I said in the video I decided the IS-4 wasn't one of the ones I was going to revisit, primarily because nothing really has changed for it. The armor is still really good, and the gun is still effective, and it's still pretty quick, and just not much has changed. Some of the end game German tanks, though, have changed. They've gotten bigger engines, more powerful engines, things like that, and those are things worth exploring. The reason I'm kind of the two ideas, I'm almost less inclined to go to do the revision one, because honestly, for example, with the late war German tanks, I don't think it really changes how they play. I think it just changes that every so often it really comes into play that you have a little bit more engine power, or a lot of more engine power. So I'm not sure, but it's something I'm definitely going to explore, because I think it could be really, really interesting. But just a couple things to keep in mind, and maybe sort of a roadmap of, I guess, sort of projects I have planned. And hopefully I can get sort of a pilot version of a map overview out sometime within the week. But, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It'll get here when it gets here, type thing. But anyway, I hope hope you enjoyed that little Sherman game while I ranted endlessly about random things that I wanted to talk about. So thanks for watching. I've been Corny Swiss, and I'll see you next time.